Hallo allemaal, welkom bij onze tweede les. Welcome to our second lesson. In this lesson we are going to learn how we can introduce ourselves and how we can greet people. And in the end we're going to take a look at the personal pronouns and the conjugation of the verb zijn, which means to be. When you meet someone, you want to greet them and say hello, you can say hallo, or you can say hoi, which is informal, and you say it to your friends and family, or you can say dag plus a name, like dag Minu, dag Ruben, dag Simon. And when you want to say goodbye, you can just say dag without any names, which means goodbye, or you can say tot ziens, which means until we see each other again. But you just say tot ziens as if, I don't know if we will see each other ever again, but if this is the case, then tot ziens. And then you also have the option to say doei, and the longer you say it, the friendlier it is. Like doei, and you use it mostly for your family and friends, and it's informal. Here for tot ziens, you have other options as well. You can say tot later, tot zo, tot snel, tot straks. Or you can use tot de volgende, which I always use when I finish my videos. Like here I also have it in the last slide. Tot de volgende, until the next time. I mostly use it when I know there is a next time. I always use tot de volgende and I really like it. There are also another ways to greet people depending on the time of the day. If it's still in the morning before 12, you can say goedemorgen, goedemorgen, good morning. Or you can say goedendag, goedendag, which means good day. If it's after 12 but before 6 p.m., you say goedemiddag, goedemiddag, which means good midday. Middag means midday. Or you can say goedendag. A rule of thumb is that you can use goedendag if the sun is still shining. Not in summer, because in the summer the sun is shining until 10 p.m. But in other seasons you can always say goedendag if you see the sun. But after 6 p.m. you use goedenavond, goedenavond, good evening. And then when you're going to sleep, you use goedenacht, goedenacht, good night. Okay, let's learn how to introduce ourselves and let's look at the conversations. Helena says goedemiddag and Bram says goedemiddag. Helena: ik ben Helena. Aangenaam Helena, ik heet Bram. Aangenaam. Here Helena says ik ben Helena, and this is the first way to introduce yourself. Ik ben Helena. I am Helena. And Bram says aangenaam, which means nice to meet you. Aangenaam. Ik heet Bram. Ik heet Bram. Heet is a conjugated form of the verb heten for first person singular. Ik heet Bram. Heten means to be named, to be called. So technically, ik heet Bram means my name is Bram. I'm called Bram. In the second conversation, Eva and Louise say hoi. And then Eva says, mijn naam is Eva Stevens. Mijn naam is Eva Stevens. This was the second way to introduce yourself. So this is the third way to introduce yourself. And you say, mijn naam is Eva Stevens. Mijn naam means my name is Eva Stevens. And then Louise says, ik ben Louise, Louise Peters. One thing you should know here is that here Louise is the voornaam and Peters is the achternaam. Achternaam. Voornaam, first name, achternaam, last name. Okay, let's learn the persoonlijke pronomen. Ik means I. Je and jij mean you. U is the same thing but polite. When you want to speak to your professor, you want to speak to someone who's older than you, you use u. And hij is he. Ze and zij mean she. And het means it for non-living objects. Wij and wij mean we. Jullie means you, plural you. And ze and zij mean they. Okay, so if you pay attention here, you see that some of these have two options. For example, here, 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 and here. You see that we have ze and zij, we and wij, je and jij. They mean the same. They both mean the same. But the ones with a do have more emphasis. Like here, zij, wij, zij, jij. They're the same, but the ones with jij have more emphasis. One other thing that you might be noticing is that we have ze and zij both here and here. So it depends on the context whether ze and zij mean they or they mean she. It's something you should understand from the context. Okay, so now let's learn the verb zijn. Verbs in Dutch are called werkwoorden. So werkwoord is a verb. And this is a werkwoord, and we refer to it also as infinitive, which is like infinitive in English. Most of the verbs in Dutch do follow a rule and they're easy to conjugate, but there are a few verbs that don't follow the rules and they're irregular. For example, zijn is irregular, so you have to memorize the conjugations. But a very important rule that all the verbs do follow is that in the plural, the verb always looks like the infinitive. For example, look at here. We have wij zijn, jullie zijn, ze zijn. The infinitive is also zijn, so it's the same. So now that we learned the easy part, let's go to this part and learn to memorize. Ik ben, jij bent, u bent, hij is, zij is, het is. Ik ben Minu. Hij is Bram. Jij bent student. You're student. Ik ben ook student. I'm also a student. Het is warm. The weather is warm. U bent professor wiskunde. You are a mathematics professor. So, let's read all of them once again. Ik ben, jij bent, u bent, hij is, zij is, het is, wij zijn, jullie zijn, ze zijn. Okay, so now that we learned all of this, let's jump to the quiz. Hij, leraar. Leraar means teacher. Hij zijn leraar, hij is leraar, hij ben leraar. Which is the correct answer? Write it in the comments. Ik, Minu. Ik heet Minu. Ik ben Minu. Ik bent Minu. which is the correct answer? The hint is there are 2 correct answers here. The third question. Hoe groet je iemand in de avond? How do you greet someone in the evening? Goedenacht, goedemorgen, goedenavond. What is the correct answer? I'm waiting. Okay, so hij is leraar. Hij is leraar. Ik ben Minu. Ik ben Minu. But also, ik heet Minu is also correct. Here you see, ik heet Bram. So, ik heet Minu. My name is Minu. I'm called Minu. Ik heet Minu. And to greet someone in the evening, you definitely say goedenavond. 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 Yay! I hope you had everything correct, and I will see you in the next video where we're gonna learn more words, more grammar, more verbs, more everything of the Dutch language. Tot de volgende!